searches and guards and all the crap that we thought we were leaving in other states because these fuckwads had to act up.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the Next 1000 Pledge at pledgebank.com/next1000.
Well, I'm standing here with Dennis Goddard from the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance, and the big buzz, you know, around New Hampshire these days has been that screaming and heckling that went on when the House voted against that line in the sand that was drawn, or attempted to be drawn, against the federal government. Tell me a little bit about all the implications and all the dangers that have occurred, and maybe all the good things that have occurred because the people got so rowdy in the State House on March 4th.
There's definitely a really good side and some good things that happen, and some bad side that it's hard to tell you how bad things are going to be for us for a while. On the good side, we had like 350 people out there that were so fired up. I tell you, if a third of those people run for state rep and a third of them get elected, next time this bill comes up, it'll pass. Because a margin of 35 people is how it failed. And I tell you what, when they made, someone made a motion for a roll call, and you saw 100 representatives stand up to second that motion, you never see that. You never. Within a split second, I guarantee you, all the political movers and shakers in this state did a calculation, and that calculation within that split second was, number one, oh my God, these people are connected to those people, and number two, they're organized. Like, holy crap, we thought they were libertarians. Okay, so there's and the fact that basically 150 people in our state legislature voted to acknowledge that the Constitution is null and void or darn well about to be. That in itself is not to be not to be minimized. That's huge. Mark my words, this is just like Real ID. You're not going to get it the first time.
Yeah, because we lost the first time on Real ID.
That's right. We may lose it once, twice.
Mm-hmm.
Look, how long do you think they've been working to get seatbelts? I know, I've spoken to the guy. He's been working on it 20 years, if he gets his dream. He puts it up every 2 years. We have to be just as dedicated. The bad that happened is not just the fact that people were rowdy. I found out later that the chairman of that committee that originally voted to ITL to kill this bill has actually been getting threats, death threats. Some of the people who voted against this bill have been getting threats against their lives. Now, in that context, when you had hundreds
there's no indication that any of those people are Liberty Alliance or even libertarian.
They're all people that no one knows, like, who is this guy? Are they agents provocateur? What is this? But at the end of the day, when the hundreds of people are acting like a mob, a dangerous mob, an armed, dangerous mob, I am telling you, we are very lucky that no one was killed. And I'm also telling you, we are very lucky no one was killed. That was a real possibility. And I'm also telling you that within a second, as that mob started to heat up, those people down there were thinking, are we in danger? Is one of these nutzos going to start killing people? Because of those bastards, we are set back 100 years. There is real, serious, palpable talk now about metal detectors coming in, about searches and guards and all the crap that we thought we were leaving in other states because these fuckwads had to act up. And what they're thinking, I don't know, but they're acting like infants.
The ones that made threats. You're not talking about the ones that just heckled.
No, well, even heckling is a little bit,
a little bit.
But that can be overlooked.
Yeah,
but in the context of the threats, and people don't know these things are happening.
Yeah.
But getting all emotional about it and boiling over and screaming and crying like a baby not only does it not help us, it doesn't just make us look bad, it gives ammunition to the people who've always wanted more control.
Yeah.
That bill for banning guns in the State House, I can tell you now it's going to be very hard to oppose that bill. Why? Because all the people who are going to be pushing for it are going to be reminding us of March the 4th, 2009.
When the state reps really needed to be armed, in a sense.
Yeah. So, and on top of that, any of us now, particularly our people who are elected, they have dedicated their lives to this. They've made this the organizing principle in their lives. They've put aside their jobs, their families, in some cases their health, to be able to fight for liberty in this sphere. Now, when they get up in front of the House of Representatives and start talking, it's like their knees have been cut out from under them. Anything that they were going to say, it's not as... they're not taken as seriously now. They're taken, everyone else in the crowd who had been starting to adopt a libertarian message, they're not saying, oh yeah, so if we vote against you, what are you going to do? Threaten our lives? You violent, angry gang of people. We, the people who...
So I need to stop recording and go do something else, Dennis, but you're just urging people to do what exactly?
Rise above it, have more class than our opponents, and apologize for the actions of a few who we actually don't know who they are, strongly denounce those actions and say, look, we're the people who understand non-aggression. And the only way to deal with that kind of breach of a violation of trust is to be there, be reasonable, and be trustworthy over and over again, and be more classy.
Why is it that hundreds of liberty lovers have moved and continue to move to New Hampshire? In part, it's because of the Free State Project's First 1,000 pledge. The success of that pledge gave this man an idea. Max Abramson of New Hampshire is starting what he calls the Next 1,000 pledge, designed to get another 1,000 Free Staters into New Hampshire by 2011. To find out more, visit pledgebank.com/next1000.
Next 1,000.